Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your Warden, Dimitri Shrine, and today is the start of a new series on the channel where I take units that I want to be Zenkai'd, and I make those Zenkai kits so that they're actually good, since after both Trunks and Vegeta coming out, I've now lost faith in Bandai's ability to actually properly make a Zenkai unit. So, I'm gonna do their jobs for them, yet again, and make actually good Zenkai units. And the first up on the list is the one that I personally want Zenkai'd more than any other unit, and that is the yellow Android 18. So, what's going to happen is, on one side of the screen, you're going to see her current stats, arts cards, and abilities, and then we're going to go over what I would do for Zenkai 1 and Zenkai 7 for the stats, arts cards, and the unique / main abilities. We'll go over everything, and we also have a custom awakened equipment that comes out with, well, every Zenkai unit. Did Cooler get one? I'm not sure if Cooler got one, but I know ones like Goku and Trunks, the red Goku and the red Trunks got some, so we're gonna just assume that 18 gets one as well. So let's just hop right into it and look at her Zenkai with her 14-star Zenkai 1 800% stats. So we're going to jump up in health to 2.3 million, have 243,000 strike attack, 210,000 blast attack, 147,000 strike defense, 151 blast defense, 5.8 on the critical, and you're probably going to wonder why so high. Well, if you look on the other side at her current stats, yeah, her critical is just really high. I actually had to make sure I didn't put it up too high, lest, you know, she already has like one of, if not the single highest critical rate in the game, which is crazy. And then we're gonna buff that atrocious key restore speed up to 2.2. Now you're probably wondering, well, 2.2 is still really low, isn't it? You'll see why. Don't you worry. But I think this is a very good jump. Most of the Zenkai 1 units get really big jumps in stats, but their abilities usually don't accommodate those stats. They usually don't make those stats very worthwhile. Case in point, Vegeta. He's got really high, like 253,000 blast attack or some crap, but his abilities don't really translate it very well. Now, if we look at the arts cards, her strike and blast arts cards will be normal, because, you know, just why not? Her super attack will be major explode damage plus 50% to key recovery for 15 timer counts. I mean, if all she's getting is key recovery, it might as well be a lot. And again, she already has pretty low key recovery, so that would be a good thing. Her green card plus 25% to strike damage inflicted and -5 to strike arts for 15 timer counts. We're not changing too much, we're just increasing the strike damage and making it so that the lowered cost lasts as long as the damage. Her ultimate, we buff that from major impact to massive impact damage, and then plus 35% to ultimate damage upon activation, plus an additional 30% when faced with a tag Saiyan or Vegeta family with blast armor charging forward. So you're going to notice throughout this video that her kit very much revolves around the Saiyan and Vegeta family tags, which makes sense. One, because all of these units that I'm going to be Zenkai'ing will be put in whatever meta the game is currently in. Right now we are in a Vegito Blue meta. He is a Saiyan. She needs something against Saiyans. But also, the 18 that we're Zenkai'ing specifically is from the fight where 18 broke Vegeta's arm. Her whole thing was anti-Saiyan and kinda anti-Vegeta family when her and 17 took out Vegeta and Trunks. So it makes sense for her to have anti-Saiyan and anti-Vegeta family buffs. And we give her blast armor on the ultimate simply because most ultimates have blast armor nowadays, and why not? It's a Zenkai unit, let's just go with it, right? Now, her Zenkai 1 abilities, her main ability, instead of just drawing the ultimate card, we're also going to have her get her ki restored by 40, and then plus 25% to strike damage inflicted for 60 counts, and 20 timer counts must elapse instead of 25. Now, there's not a lot happening with that main ability, but it's very useful. You're going to get an ultimate, you're going to be able to use that ultimate immediately, and you're going to get a decent buff to your strike damage for an entire minute. So it very much, you'll see the difference, definitely. Her first unique, we're going to buff that up and make it plus 15% to inflicted damage and key recovery to self and allies when tag android or female warrior as a battle member cannot be cancelled. So her current assist ability is garbage, so I felt the need to change that, entirely. And then her second unique is plus 20% to strike damage inflicted and minus 15% to sustain damage cut against tag Saiyan or Vegeta family cannot be cancelled. This again gives her extra damage and allows her to take some damage when faced with those tags, which will not only help her in this meta, but will also still stay true to the arc that she's from, to the type of unit that she is. And then obviously her Zenkai ability will be what all the Zenkai abilities are at Zenkai 1, 20% to strike and blast attack, 15% to strike and blast defense for yellow female warriors. Taking a look at her Zenkai 3 1000% ability, her new unique number 3, the following effects will occur when this character enters the battlefield. Draw a strike arts card next, plus 1 to arts card draw speed for 15 timer counts, and minus 20 to sustain damage cut for 10 timer counts. Now, this is going to be very useful for when you want to bring her in on a combo, and she's a very strike heavy unit. You want her to at least have a strike card for her combos, and you want her to be able to, hit kind of hard. You want those combos to last a little bit, and in the event that you're bringing her in, maybe to cover cut, she can probably take a few hits. Her defenses are going to be, kind of high, so you want her to at least have some form of sustained damage cut, but I didn't want to necessarily give her cover cut simply because at no point was 18 ever in that type of situation in the show where she had to take a hit for somebody, and she's not a defense type, so I see no reason to give her some ridiculous cover cut. However, I do feel it's important to give her some sustained damage cut in this meta. It's not a lot, but it's something. Again, she's not a defense type, she's a melee type. She's meant to hit you hard, not tank your hits. Now, I understand there's not a lot really happening in this unique, but Zenkai 3 doesn't have to have the best ability. Truth be told, most people are going to get Zenkai 3 for the ability and the Z ability, and the ability's good enough to warrant getting it because everyone, you want to have that arts card draw speed, you want to have that strike card, you want to have that sustained damage cut. Those are abilities that are going to entice you to want to spend those extra crystals to get her to Zenkai 3. It's not, off the charts amazing, but it's enough to where it might persuade you to put that extra 2k in. Alright, taking a look at her Zenkai 7 1400% stats, we're going to go up to 2.8 million health, 284,000 strike attack, 250,000 blast attack, 158,000 strike defense, 167,000 blast defense, 6.4 on the critical. That's ridiculous, but I mean, it's already super high. And the key restore is staying the same because, obviously, again, you'll see why. Now, before you freak out at how, big those stats are, keep in mind, again, this is Zenkai 7 1400%. If you don't believe units have, stats that high, 1400%, look at Kid Goku. I'm pretty sure he has around the same strike attack. So, trust, 1400% Zenkai units are pretty broken when you look at their stats. However, let's go on over to the Zenkai 6 ability. Unique number 4. The following effects occur each time this character uses a Blast Arts card. So, you'll notice that her entire kit so far has been centered around strike. This last unique is going to get you to go all the way up to at least Zenkai 6 to get them to 1300% so that you can start utilizing her Blast Arts. Her Blast Arts is very low, however, what you're getting for it is inflict enemy with attribute downgrade of minus 5% to damage received for 15 timer counts and plus 5% to own and ally key recovery for 10 timer counts. An additional 5% to damage received to tag Saiyan or Vegeta family, and additional 5% to key recovery to allied tag twins. Now, why the allied tag twins? Well, basically to make use of the tag that 17 and 18 have. They have the twin tag, but nothing has ever been used with it. So it gives you more reason to run a 17 and an 18 together, because you and that 17 are going to be getting even more ki recovery as a result. And obviously, if you're facing a Saiyan or Vegeta family, now you're probably wondering, why don't I just do hybrids in general? Why don't I do, instead of just Vegeta family, which is just Vegeta and Trunks, half of which is the Saiyan, anti-Saiyan buff, why not just say Saiyan or hybrids? Well, because 18 never really had any interactions with Gohan. Her and Gohan didn't ever fight. Not that I remember anyway, so, future Gohan, yeah, but this isn't future 18. This is, the current 18. So, there's no point in giving her a hybrid Saiyan tag when the only one she ever fought was Trunks. So we'll just keep it as Vegeta family. Now, this fourth unique, you might think, right, that 5% to those things every time you use a blast card isn't that great, especially when there are units that give 10%. But I need you to keep in mind what kind of units are going to be paired with 18. Keep in mind, right, this yellow 18 is going to cover the weakness of Kefla. So if you have 18, making the opponent take more damage with every blast card, and then bring Kefla in, units will literally just melt. They will literally just melt, right? I'm trying to keep in mind that the teams that she can be put on have very, very offensive units. She has synergy with units like Kefla, like Majin 21, like Super Android 13. She has the ability to be paired with these units. So I have to take into account the fact that if I give her 10, 15, 20% every single time she uses the blast arts, it's not going to be fun. We're going to be dealing with like Vegito Blue levels of stupidity, and I don't want them to be that broken. I want them to be good enough that it warrants you spending your crystals on them, but I don't want them to be so broken that they're just outright not fun to use or fight. That's basically the goal here. However, we do have one more thing. To look at, and that's the custom awakened equipment that will be for her. Slot 1 will give 15 to 20% to base strike defense or 15 to 20% to base blast defense, so you'd have to re-roll on whichever one you want. Slot 2 will give 12 to 18% to base ki recovery, another reason why her ki recovery is so low. And then slot 3 will be 3 to 7% to strike damage per tag android or 3 to 7% strike damage per tag female warrior, necessitating the need for 2 of them if you want to run her on both androids and female warriors. And then the requirement will be yellow female warrior, because that's her thing. Just like with the red Goku, his is red Super Saiyan. Trunks' I believe, is hybrid Saiyan defense type or red defense type or something. It's basically the same thing. So that is my Zenkai Yellow Android 18. I think I did a pretty good job with it, and she's not overly broken. She's going to be doing a lot, and I mean a lot of strike damage. I understand that. However, that's not all she's doing, but she's going to be able to survive in this meta, right? She's at Zenkai 1, yeah, all she's really doing is a lot of strike damage. She's not really doing much outside of that. But once you get her to Zenkai 7, then she starts, helping out the entire team with some of her unique abilities. She's able to pretty much tank anything. If I were to change anything about the kit, like after making it right now, I'd probably make her green card affect the entire team and not just herself. That way she can support her team a bit more and perhaps give her a bit more sustained damage cut. I didn't want to give her a lot of sustained damage cut because I'm giving her a lot of damage, but the argument could be made for giving her a bit more sustained damage cut. Let me know what you guys would change in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know who you want me to do, and maybe I'll do them next. And yeah, I'll see you all back here at the asylum for the next video. Peace.